Hello, everybody, and welcome to iReadit, bringing you your daily dose of the internet for Thursday, December 14th, 2017. I am Michael Schwahn.
And I'm Pink Dragon.
And joining us today is...
The narrator.
The narrator. Wonderful. That is my significant other, everybody. She's been on the show before. Her name is...
Jennifer Cruz. Hey, yo.
Oh, for a second I thought you forgot what her name was.
No, I wanted her to say it. God.
I didn't know that he wanted me to say it. Say my name, say my name.
And that is going to be the best singing you have heard today, and then me and Nathan will proceed to make you want to claw your ears off later.
I'm excited.
Damn it, now that song's stuck in my head.
You're welcome.
And I'm going to go ahead and share this right now to everybody so that, because it's celebration time, everybody. It is episode 400.
Yay, celebrate.
Woo!
Do it. Now, pop open a cold one with the boys, because... Well, I wish we could pop open a cold one. I don't have any at the moment. But I do have a pizza, which is nice.
It's because you drank it yesterday.
I did. I drank my only cold one yesterday.
Shame.
Shame. Da-ling, 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 da-ling.
In any case, everybody, in terms of news today, the only, we're not doing any of that today. I will tell you that net neutrality was repealed today as a vote 3-2 by the FCC.
Bullshit.
Which we kind of knew was going to happen anyway. So in that regard, we'll see what happens next. Congress has the ability to overturn that decision. They can also put it in their own legislation. So we'll see what happens in terms of net neutrality. But today is not about the news. It is about us because we're awesome. So everybody, thank you for being here. This is episode 400. It is a milestone for us. You are going to be getting your terrible rap from me today in celebration of you guys pushing us over $100 on Patreon, so thank you very much.
I'm so glad you guys didn't push 150 because now I get to keep my beard.
For a little while.
It's fucking cold outside.
Otherwise, we will be answering a ton of questions. We asked for questions and received 85, so we will do our best to get through as many of those as we can. Yeah,
we have to end in kind of a reasonable time. I get to go see Star Wars tonight.
We're not going to be doing the show for 4 hours, Nathan. Holy crap.
No, I know. I have other things I have to do before, because I have my check that I have to deposit so that I can pay people back for getting Star Wars tickets.
Sure.
Oh, and so I can kind of get more food besides this, single slice of pizza.
I mean, food, whatever.
Actually, I'd be more into drinks. I'm fucking thirsty, and I really want a nice tea.
What about some gin?
I have gin downstairs. I can buy Sprite. That's a good idea. Or tonic water.
It's hard when you're so broke you can't even buy Sprite.
There's a reason why it's called Mother's Ruin.
Okay, so now the question is, do we want to open up with a rap and immediately make people turn it off, or do we want to wait till later for that?
Yeah, we're going to wait till later.
All right. In which case, Jennifer is going to be joining us. She's going to be reading the questions at her leisure. So however she would like to read those questions out to us, she will, she'll just throw them at us. So can we have the first question, please?
All right. This was submitted by David Chadwick through Facebook. What is your most embarrassing moment?
Of all time?
I don't know, of yesterday. There's not a specific thing here. Just what's your most embarrassing moment?
It is the most embarrassing moment, so it's got to be of all time.
Oh, shit.
I mean, I don't get embarrassed super easily. So, I can think of what my most embarrassing moment should have been, and I literally got to live out the Disney movie nightmare of being in school in my underwear.
No, you weren't embarrassed. That doesn't count.
I wasn't embarrassed, but
and that's not your most embarrassing moment.
I can't think of what my most embarrassing moment is because most of the time,
I know what my most embarrassing moment is.
Well, go for
Nathan.
it.
Okay, so I had just been kicked out of school for the most part, and I decided to go back to West to go and swim at the swimming pool because it was an open swimming pool, and I could sneak in essentially. So I got there, I was swimming with some friends, we decided to go off the diving board. I wasn't a strong swimmer by any stretch. I still am not a very strong swimmer, but, it's fun. So I go off the diving board, and as I'm landing, I spread my legs while doing a front flip, and I hit my testicles square on the water, and my testicles bruised for the next 3 days.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Are you okay?
Well, yeah, I mean, they've been fucking way worse than just bruised, man. That's some bruised fruit, know what I'm saying?
No, I don't, Nathan.
Oh.
I can't think of my most embarrassing moment because I probably have either forgotten it or I got
Well,
over
it
it.
started at birth.
Thanks, Nathan. Awesome. Wonderful. I appreciate you for that.
You're welcome.
I mean, I've been caught in bad situations, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Next question.
Do you sing in the shower? This was asked by Zach Klutz through Facebook.
Nathan?
Hell yeah, I sing in the shower. You fucking kidding me? I fucking put my hair in a goddamn devil lock and I sing as many Misfits songs as I can.
Yes, I do.
I just sit there. I swear my neighbors hear me all the time. Well, I've got something to say. I killed a baby today and it doesn't matter much to me as long as it's dead.
And they're like, yeah, that guy works at the courthouse. That's nice.
Yeah.
Isn't it great?
I'm no Glenn Danzig, though, I'll tell you that.
I don't sing in the shower every time, but
For one, I could take a punch.
But wow. But yes, I definitely do sing in the shower probably at least once a week, I'd say. Go ahead.
Wow. I do it literally every shower.
Oh, good for you.
So what would be the perfect sandwich for you? This was submitted by Davina through Facebook.
So, Nathan, is your favorite sandwich just whichever one you are finally getting to eat at that particular moment?
Whichever one is in my hand at the moment. No, actually, I really enjoy Reuben's recently.
Ooh, yeah.
Like the sauerkraut on top of the pastrami. Oh, God.
A friend of the show, Adam Weinberg, he introduced me to the triple combo from the local sandwich shop called Sarah Sandwiches. Otherwise, I really like just straight-up tuna sandwiches. And I don't eat tuna much beyond that besides the random time when it's put into a sandwich.
We have a security guard who every single day, except for Thursday because that's when he gets paid, every single day he'll sit there and eat 2 cans of tuna, and that's it.
Well, I mean, they make like $12 an hour, and that's not enough money for anybody, much less in Alaska, so doesn't surprise me.
I actually start planning on doing stuff like that, but I'm trying to figure out essentially a workout schedule. I want to get on the Terry Crews workout schedule, so I think I'm going to try that.
I wish you luck.
Thank you. It's really easy. You just wake up in the morning, get a high-intensity workout going, and then don't eat anything until 2 o'clock. And then after 2, you get to gorge as much as you want.
That sounds awful.
What are you talking about? That sounds amazing. It's pretty much what I do anyways, except I continue to not eat after 2 o'clock.
Yeah, but like I'm really hungry by like 10:30.
I know,
and I don't
like,
do a workout.
I feel like me having lived starving is perfectly fine with this.
Sure, just don't pass out.
I can't guarantee anything.
Very well. Next question.
What is the best place to go on vacation? This was submitted by me on Facebook.
Nathan, Mars?
Dude, that would be really cool. Except that wouldn't be vacation. That would be a new home.
My answer is going to be like super, super gushy cheesy, and the best place to go on vacation is wherever that you and me are going.
No.
Just so you know. Like, I don't care where it is.
Yeah, that's kind of dumb. I disagree.
You can come with us too, Nathan. That'd be awesome.
That would be great. I feel like the best place to go on vacation, though, is I feel like a wilderness area. I really enjoy camping, and I don't get to do nearly enough of it.
You enjoy that, sir. I'm gonna go places where there's
comedies. I feel happy being out in the middle of nowhere, breathing in nice air, and having just nothing else to do but whipping my dick out and pissing everywhere.
Freedom.
Next question.
So Joshua Schwahn wants to know, off of Facebook, you both play or have played Magic the Gathering. What is your favorite experience from that?
Watching my opponent's soul die and leave their
Yeah,
body.
like that fucking time I played against you, and every single spell I cast, you goddamn countered.
Like there's something satisfying about just watching just people die inside of their. I'm gonna do this thing, and you're just like, I'm gonna ruin everything that you want to do.
Dude, trust me, I play Turbofog EDH, and I played goddamn Lantern Control for Modern. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like just watching them.
No, I feel like my favorite moment actually playing Magic, and I will talk about this constantly, was actually in a block that I didn't enjoy the most. My most enjoyed block was New Phyrexia, right?
Yeah.
But the block that I had this moment in was in Theros block. In Theros block, they had this mechanic called Devotion, and it was based off of how much colors you have essentially on the board.
Okay.
And I was playing Mono Black Devotion, and that was a control deck. And I was playing against Thomas Demarest, who was playing Blue-White Control. And we had this moment where, as Game 2, I sideboarded, and I'm sitting there with the opening hand, and I fucking love this because I go turn 1, Thoughtseize, and I pick something off. I don't remember.
You rip a card away from him.
Yeah, I rip a card. It discards it from his hand, and one of our friends, Sanchez, was standing next to us, and he goes, "Watch him go double Thoughtseize turn 2." And he goes, "Fuck you." And he sits there, and he plays a tap land, and he only has 1 mana open. And so turn 2, I go Thoughtseize Duress, and fucking they both lost their shit. It was one of the funnest times ever. One of the funnest matches. Thomas is a great Magic player, and I enjoy playing Magic with him. He's probably one of the only people I'll sit down and play Magic with nowadays either.
Cool. Next question.
Who would win in a fight? 50 hummingbirds with fangs or 1 elephant with fangs? This was submitted by Michael Whiting through Facebook.
I feel even if the hummingbirds have fangs, they are still not going to even be able to really even get through the elephant's skin.
False, sir. Those hummingbirds know what they're doing. I'm going with the hummingbirds.
I mean, I guess they'd be able to get out of the way really well of the elephant. I don't know.
They're too fast. They're not going to be anywhere where the elephant's going to be able to hit them with their trunk.
They're going
to be on their legs. They're going to be on their sides, like on their buttocks. They know what they're going to do.
Don't hummingbirds
They're going to move in. They're going to bite him fucking meticulously. Crazy amounts of craziness, right? They're going to bite him so much that his blood's not going to be able to coagulate, and they're just going to leave him alone. He's going to walk off into the sunset like goddamn Bruce Banner fucking walking off at the end of every episode of The Incredible Hulk.
Nathan.
Except the only difference is he's going to fall the fuck over. And
don't hummingbirds get tired really fast though?
Shit. They don't need to stay there for long. They know exactly what they're doing. They go fucking move in on those points, man.
Okay, sure. There you go. Nathan is throwing it all towards the hummingbirds.
Dude, I'm going with the 50 hummingbirds.
I also don't imagine that hummingbird's fangs could be bigger than I don't know, a needle maybe.
Yo, I mean, I full on feel like when we say fang, I feel like elephants already have fangs.
Yeah. I don't know. Next question.
They're just upside down fangs. Actually, funny story. When they first found elephant skeletons, they thought that the tusks actually curved downwards and that they were fangs.
Neat. Next question.
What are your plans for episode 420? This is submitted by Joseph McLaughlin through Facebook.
It will be a show.
Nothing but a top 10 list from Archeries.
It'll probably actually just be a normal day. Nothing special. Appreciate the joke though.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Why was 9/11 staged? This was submitted by Karen Marshall through Facebook.
Well.
Oil?
I mean, if you want to, if you do believe that it was staged, and you
right,
need to
if you're believing in the conspiracy theories, it was oil.
Yeah, it was to be able to have a reason to invade the Middle East, to be able to try and get access to the oil that is there. That said, regardless of the stupid things that people get in terms of trying
Snake-headed aliens.
What?
Snake-headed aliens.
Is that part of the conspiracy theory for 9/11?
Now it is.
Okay. Yeah. Next question.
Have you guys ever heard of Hick Hop? What do you think about it? I'm not even sure how it exists. This was submitted by TheRealness408 through Reddit.
Hick Hop? Is that like...
Hold up. Is that like fucking goddamn Southern Hicks fucking rapping?
I don't know. I'm going to try and pull it up on the iPad real quick. My brain is just thinking it's an insult to...
the first thing that I think of is that music video, Big Enough. It's got the two guys kind of Brokeback Mountain feeling, and then they zoom out, and there's this guy in the clouds, and he just takes off his cowboy hat, and he's just
Is that the one where those guys were
the entire video he's just constantly screaming?
The guys that were smoking and sipping on gin and juice, laid back.
Those goddamn fucking just country rap.
Okay, so I pulled it up. We're gonna go ahead and quickly get flagged on YouTube real quick. This is called. This is by Minnie Thin, called City Bitch. And I scrolled to the middle of it to maybe try and not get flagged, but we'll see what happens.
Backwoods Barbie, Southern Belle, angel with pitchfork, raising hell. Spoil rotten, fast talking, booty popping, city bitch.
Yo, you know what? I'm feeling a lot better about our rap. I'm feeling like we can go mainstream now.
Oh my god! Oh, that shouldn't exist.
Yeah, it shouldn't.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let's move on.
I'm all for mixing genres. That is not one that needs to exist, though.
I feel like we're gonna get a. I think that was like foreshadowing for the end of the show.
Oh god.
Okay.
Yo, are you saying ours is gonna be fucking just as bad as that? Because that's rude.
I don't know, but it's about to be on YouTube.
Well, let's keep in mind, Nathan, you haven't heard me do this thing yet. Okay?
I know.
It's
I have
surprise.
like 2 lines in it. I'm gonna fill it with brr and Brick Squad.
Next question.
Who would you have chosen to be Time's Person of the Year? This was submitted by Aeroswift through Reddit.
So the interesting thing about Times Person of the Year is, and I made this reminder when we talked about it as well, is that it is not an award for like you were the coolest person or anything like that. It is given to the most newsworthy, the person or the people or the concept that generated the most news for the year. And so like it went to the silence breakers with the Me Too movement, and that is continuously day after day continuing forward to be a topic, and it probably will well into next year as it just continues forward, as well there is no longer the need to be quiet anymore. So like I do feel as though they're very deserved of that position. Now we do know that the runner-up was the President of the United States, Donald Trump, and because of who he is why
I feel like the silence breakers kind of encompass Donald Trump too.
They do, and that's definitely a part of it, especially as the 16 women that have made allegations against him are trying to move forward through the actual Congress now. It's hard to say that it shouldn't be one of those two. I mean, although I will say when it comes to Donald Trump though, and the amount of news he generates, even in the show we talk about how much news he generates for the sake of people trying just to get clicks, like anything, reaching at the thinnest little dangling string to ring that bell so they can try and generate traffic for their website.
I feel like this comes down to what produced the most relevant news.
And I think the Silence Breakers really is that.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with Time's choice. Silence Breakers, definitely.
Go ahead.
What's on your anti-bucket list? Something that you hope you never do again. This was submitted by Adam Weinberg through Reddit.
Rip my penis.
Legit.
I have often described basic training as the most fun that I never want to have again. So that's the first thing that came to mind when this question was asked. So
Throw up blood is another runner-up for me.
Throw up in general would be great, but I'm pretty sure it'll happen again because I throw up pretty easily, actually. So.
Kidney stone. That's on my not-so-bucket
Is that one even done yet? Like
no.
But it's on there anyway.
And so apparently it's inside my kidney wall.
Joyous. Congratulations, sir.
But it's not the tumor.
Not yet.
Wow, stop.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That was pretty mean. Next question.
Are Patreon greedy people for trying to raise the prices to donate, then recalling that raise when people got mad? This is submitted by Ot2K6 off of Reddit.
You know, I don't know. And, like, when that came through, there was a lot of people that were discussing the impact of those increased fees. People were talking about jumping off of Patreon. And, I mean, for us, because of how small we are, it didn't really impact us very heavily. For those that are curious of what was going to happen, Patreon was going to be moving to a flat fee based on a very specific percentage rate, which for a large majority of people that receive contributions from Patreon, it would have ended up costing them substantially more money in terms of the amount of money that is taken out. I don't think it's wrong of them. I mean, they're a business just like any other, and they do a good number of work for people, so... But, I mean...
I don't know. I guess that comes... it depends on if you just put it under some form of gouging, you know?
Well,
I feel like if they're taking that money and trying to expand, then that's perfectly fine. But if they're just taking that money for the sake of taking that money, then they're dickheads.
Well, and I mean, of course, they'd probably use it to expand. The other thing is that Patreon actually has two separate fees associated with it when you contribute to Patreon. It has the processing fee for if you are running the cards and things like that, and then Patreon takes out its own piece, so that it can actually exist,
operate, and everything. Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. They said that they're going to reevaluate things, but I mean, like I said, we're sitting at $100. So, and we're actually sitting at like 107, 112 or something like that. And after fees,
that's so much.
It goes down to 97.
That's so close.
So, I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. But there's also not a lot of alternatives to Patreon right now. So,
yeah. I mean, aside from just knowing someone's PayPal.
Yeah. Which is not awesome. No. Next question.
Many people believe the USA is the land of the free, yet we have more laws in place than almost any other country in the world. Do you think the idea and concept and meaning of what we think is freedom have the same weight and merit as our ancestors 100 years ago? Are we really free today, or is it just an illusion of freedom? This was submitted by Kitnam Wenkeo through Google.
So, I mean, the thing in that is that we do have a shitload of laws, and that is to protect your freedom and to protect other people. And to protect their freedom so that you cannot be a complete asshole dickhead and, subject other people to horrible things. Now, you do anyway, and that means that you're a terrible person. But we have a lot of freedom in America, more than the vast majority of the world. But if you want security and if you want insurity in your life, that is where that exchange comes in. So, yes, I do feel as though that we enjoy more freedoms than the majority of the world. Yes, we have a lot of laws, but that's to protect you and to protect that freedom. So, I think it's fine where it is. I mean, and in terms of, today compared to 100 years ago, well, 100 years ago, women couldn't vote. Black people basically weren't considered people. Yeah, there's a lot.
I don't know. That's kind of partially correct.
There's a lot.
They were considered part people.
Yeah. There's a lot more freedoms today than there are 100 years ago, and they continue to grow and expand. So, I mean, we've only had, gay rights for, 10 years. So, yeah, it's still growing, and freedom is still expanding.
I don't know. I feel all right, so freedom is based off of, trying to express your free will. You're doing what you want to do. I'm not a huge believer of free will. I'm of the assumption that your brain is just a bunch of complex chemicals firing off. And who's to say that who's to say that I want to pick up this slice of pizza and eat it, and it's just not me forcing myself to because that's what my chemicals are doing. But I don't know. I watched a lot of Jim Carrey recently, and that guy's fucking me up.
Well, I wish you luck in not losing your mind.
I don't even care
It's
anymore.
already gone. Cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Next question.
Is love really two people feeling sorry for each other before they hit divorce court and have the sheriff knocking at their door? This was submitted by The Realness 408 through Google.
Wow,
No.
that was pretty fucking real.
Jesus, Nathan.
From what I see at the courthouse, then yes. However, I feel like, brains, chemicals, everything's firing. I feel love is not just... There's different kinds of love. There's love between a man and a woman, or a man and a man, or a woman and a woman, or an attack helicopter and a foxkin. I don't care. It's wanting to be around the people that are around you, wanting to be around your area. It's fucking love.
Well,
Just wanting.
There's a woman sitting next to me that I love very much, and I do not feel as though we are heading towards divorce court. So,
Or a sheriff.
or a sheriff.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I do not think that is all that love is. So yeah, cool.
Personal experience, maybe.
Maybe. I don't know.
It sounded too real.
Very, very specific. Next question.
Do you believe in aliens? Why or why not? And if you do, what is your position on the seed theory that we're from another planet originally? This was submitted by Joshua Schwahn from Facebook.
I think it is very arrogant of humanity to think that we are the only things that exist in the galaxy or the universe. That is extremely arrogant thinking. And as for the seed theory, so if my mother, who I love very much and is a very interesting individual at times, she actually believes in the seed theory with an addendum in that Neanderthal lived here already, and then that the modern humans, the smart humans, are the ones that came on some other vessel of some sort and overtook the Neanderthal and educated them up to what we are today.
Actually, a lot of people have Neanderthal still in their bloodline. It's fucking weird.
But in terms of I think aliens are real, in some form or fashion, yes.
Absolutely. Other life on other planets or just in the galaxy in general, or not just the galaxy, just in space, absolutely. Fuck, I would even say that there's probably a 4-dimensional being. Or not 4, because we're 3-dimensional beings living in a 4-dimensional world. So I feel like there's probably a 4-dimensional being living in a 5-dimensional world, if that makes sense.
Who knows, dude? Like, it goes so...
Because your 4-dimensional self is supposed to be essentially a human centipede of you growing up through time. Because time is the 4th dimension.
I don't know. Probably. It's so much larger than us, so...
Also, I don't agree with the seed theory. I agree with the theory that some man made a time machine, went back in time, and jerked off into a pool of primordial ooze.
All right. All right. Nice. All right, next question.
In the current state of our world, what do you think would be the most beneficial language to learn and why? This was submitted by Brittany Martin through Facebook.
Really, it's like...
Esperanto.
No, I would say Spanish is the second largest language in the world, so that's always a good choice. Otherwise, it really just depends on what you think you're going to do and where you're going to go. Like, I mean, Chinese and Japanese are both great choices because, I mean, Japanese leads the technological age that we're in right now by a very vast
Russia's
margin.
not a bad language.
And China, they're industrial powerhouses. So depending on what you're doing, though, in terms of your life, you may want to consider learning another language, or it might not be a big deal at all that you need to worry about ever.
If you're staying in America, Spanish is not a bad idea. Russian's not a bad idea. American Sign Language. I will vouch for that at all times.
Yeah, ASL's good.
American Sign Language should be taught to literally everybody that goes to a school.
I agree. So, yeah. To just consider what you are or are wanting to do, I guess, is the real direction to go with that. Mm-hmm. Next question.
When are you coming back to Oklahoma? This was submitted by Heidi Fishbach through Facebook.
If it's up to me, literally never. If I have to go to Oklahoma for some reason, the reason is like my grandmother died or I'm helping someone move away from Oklahoma. Otherwise, I don't intend on ever going back to that state. Period. So.
That state's pretty bad. It's in a constant state of disappointment.
Yeah, always.
I feel like that could be kind of like the state motto, really. Constant state of disappointment.
We're Oklahoma. We're the state of disappointment.
Oh, boy. Oh, God. They'd probably be all over it, too. Next question.
What has been your favorite story so far? This was submitted by David Chadwick through Facebook.
400 episodes, started with 20 stories, now doing 10. That's somewhere between 800 and like 600 stories.
Something Florida man.
We got to report when Obama completely legalized all gay marriage across America. That is probably my favorite that I can think of off the top of my head. Like, the stories that make me happy are the stories that allow other people to be happy. I also enjoy the stories where medicinal science has evolved to a point that it is benefiting people that are suffering.
My favorite stories are all the stories that are talking about how medical marijuana and marijuana in general is not
terrible. So, yeah, that's what I'd have to go with. If I had to pick one, though, it was the legalization of gay marriage across America. Next question.
What about Nathan? Just something Florida man?
No, he said the anything about the legalization or how marijuana is not bad.
Either that or talking about microdosing with psilocybin and other hallucinogens.
Oh, those look good. Okay, why has Trump not put Hillary in jail yet? This was submitted by Purified Theory through Instagram.
Because Trump is much like much like a zeppelin, just full of hot air.
Well, if there was something to truly put Hillary in jail over, this would have already went through in some case. Like, the FBI straight up did their own investigation into the whole email scandal and all of that stuff. Is there something legitimately that they could actually stick to her and hold against her, it would have already been done already. But that's why he's not put her in jail. Because the president, you can't just be like, I want you in jail. Why? Because I want you. That's not how that works.
Yeah.
Next question.
What is your name? This is submitted by a creepy guy on a bridge.
Sir Bimmenstein.
Michael Schwahn.
What is your quest? Same submitter.
To seek the Holy Grail.
To inform the world of the news that's happening around them.
What is your favorite color? This was
Orange.
submitted by
No,
Zach
purple.
Klutz, actually.
Orange, no purple. That's not even the right quote. My favorite color overall, so that if I don't get overly technical, is blue. But like, I prefer gray clothes. I prefer white dishware. Yeah, I'm picky when it comes to colors. But my favorite color overall is blue. What's next?
What are your dream jobs? This is submitted by me off of Facebook.
I mean, honestly, anything that involves me working for myself and getting to create things and receiving a actual amount of money for it. I really love podcasting. I enjoy it immensely. If I could do it for a living, that would be awesome. I enjoy talking, so I mean, I would settle for like a radio job, but I would like to see it be bigger than just that.
When I was a child, I wanted to be a paleontologist. Now, as an adult, two things come to mind.
Dead.
Either I want to be... Well, okay, so three things come to mind. So there's dead, there's a root beer connoisseur,
Nice, okay.
or a shaman.
Of what? Whatever.
The shaman.
Don't care. Just want to be called the shaman.
Yeah.
All right. And how about you, Jennifer Cruz? What is your dream job?
Oh, man. That. If I could be paid to play roller derby, that would be really awesome.
Be a
Otherwise,
Viking on wheels.
Dude, being a Viking would also be pretty awesome.
Yeah, you get to take all the psilocybin mushrooms and blood eagle people. I just finished Viking Season 4. I'm about to start watching Viking Season 5, and I'm so fucking hyped, and I'm so goddamn pissed what Ivar's doing. Ivar Boneless is the goddamn worst character.
Is
Spoilers.
he boneless?
Spoilers, everybody.
Is he spineless? Because he's boneless?
No, his legs are all kinds of fucked up. He looks like fucking Jimmy in goddamn South Park.
Sure. Next question.
I'm still laughing about Jimmy. What material object do you detest the most in society? This is submitted by Zach Klutz through Facebook.
What material object do I detest the most in society?
Yeah.
Sleeveless shirts with rhinestones on them.
Oh my god.
Wow. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I
had a guy walk in like 2 days ago with a sleeveless shirt with rhinestones. I was kind of happy because he had an arrest warrant and I had to get him arrested.
Okay, let me rephrase. If you see somebody with one of these things, you immediately assume that they are a douche.
Monster logos anywhere on them?
I mean, I like, depending on where I'm at, there's monster logos because I like the white monsters way too much.
Wait, I understand drinking monsters. That's not a problem. I mean, like, wearing a monster logo.
Sure.
Styrofoam. Like the betting kind of styrofoam. I hate that stuff.
I really dislike floodlights on huge trucks. Like,
Yeah.
When have you ever had the need that it was so dark that it required
Yep.
you to have those many lights on your freaking truck? Never in a million years ever has it been dark enough to require those things. It's just douche canoe material.
My answers are so much larger. Like, my answer is like, I don't know. I really don't care for money because, well, it ruins everything. I don't like guns because it kills a shitload of people.
I hate dip.
Yeah, because it's gross.
Um,
Chadwick in the chat room says testicle attachments to tailgates. Yeah, those are
Yeah.
pretty bad.
Those are pretty
The
bad.
truck hitches that are testicles. Yeah, you guys should be ashamed of yourselves.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I can't. like a lot of those things I don't think about unless they come up. So, yeah.
Yo, none of these loaded for me.
Sucks to suck. Next question.
Ed Hardy stuff.
What is your credit card number, expiration date, and 3-digit security code on the back of your card? This was submitted by Davina through Facebook.
Oh, here, let me get that out. Hold on.
I mean, Nathan could give it to you, and it's not going to do you any good at all.
All right, are you ready?
No, Nathan.
8675-309-420-696969. My 3-digit code on the back is 420, and my expiration date is April 20th.
In this case, you're going to be looking at 111-22444-568-9900. Those are in numerical order, though, so I wish you luck. In terms of the expiration date, you're looking at 0082 and 579 for the back. I wish you luck. But yeah, that's the number, just not in the right order. Good luck. Next question.
How do you handle the long daylight hours in Alaska? This was submitted by Ot2K6 off of Reddit.
The long daylight hours? I bask in them and enjoy them immensely all the time.
So, same, first of all. Okay, so let me tell you a little bit of biology for me. I get generally 5 hours of sleep a night, whether there's lights on or not, whether there's noise or not. I will sleep those 5 hours. Throughout the day, I will sleep intermittently for about an hour or so. But, like, I generally run off of 5 hours, and my body is usually so exhausted by that point that it just shuts down for those 5 hours. So I don't mind.
Yeah, I have no problem sleeping when it's bright out, so the long daylight...
In fact, one of my favorite hobbies is sleeping in the sun.
Yeah, it's not a problem. Like, right now in the winter, when I go to work and it's dark and the sun doesn't come up until 10 o'clock and then it goes down at 4 o'clock and I drive home in the dark, I hate that a lot more. I don't know. Yeah.
So, Maxim Thompson in the chat says pretty much what everyone up here does, and that's drugs.
Yeah. Next question.
I thought he was talking about tinfoil windows.
Oh, that's Chadwick.
Oh, yeah. Oh, here we go. Now that the votes are in against net neutrality, how do you think that will affect podcasters like you, since you rely on multiple platforms at a time to spread information? This was submitted by Phoebe de la Vega through Facebook.
Sorry about that.
Excited.
We'll get big for a little bit, and then people will find out who we are, and then we will be fucking thrown under so many goddamn fast lanes.
Well, I mean, the thing is that the fight for net neutrality isn't over yet. It has to be, like, Congress is going to be called on and fought for it and all this thing. So, but in terms of how it'll actually affect us, I don't know. I think it's really too hard to say right now, especially because we don't actually know what the repercussions, if there actually are going to be any, or what that result will be. People that are on the other side of the argument for net neutrality will discuss about how there weren't these paywalls and stuff like that before 2015 when Title II was put in place for the internet. So, I mean, there's not a guarantee that you're actually going to be completely fucked over now that it has been rolled back. It was a precautionary thing to put in place, especially considering there were other problems that had been created before net neutrality was put in place. So, whatever does happen in terms of it being repealed, you won't see immediately. And in terms of, like, us and the way that it'll affect us, a majority of the things that we are filtered through, whether it's Facebook or YouTube or, like, iTunes, if it does go to the point where people are purchasing packages, those will probably be in a lot of the same groupings. So
Chadwick in the chat says, I feel like the picture I sent Nathan would be really appreciated here, and it's true. So he sent me a picture of the definition of Ajit Pai, and Ajit Pai, by definition, is the clogs that form in drains in college dorms from excessive shower masturbation by the residents.
Oh, gross.
Understood.
When used in a sentence, the janitor left a passive-aggressive note on the wall asking people not to yank it in the showers because he was tired of cleaning up the Ajit Pai every week.
Nice. Hey, Champ Unkind just joined the chat room.
Nice.
In any case, actually, is that Champ Unkind? Yeah, that is. Had to double check. I wasn't sure. Actually, I don't think that is Champ. I don't know. In any case, next question.
I always enjoy seeing stats and numbers. Care to share how many downloads you're getting? This was submitted by Tunnels Up through Reddit.
So the actual download numbers now are really, really difficult to quantify. And the reason for that is because we are spread across multiple platforms now. We're on YouTube, we're on YouTube Live, we're on Facebook with Facebook Live. We have the actual downloads through the RSS feed. So it's actually difficult to put an actual number to it, especially because Facebook's numbers are fucked in terms of trying to actually understand the level of interaction that you are getting with the people that go to the page or watch the videos. So, I mean, I can throw, like, really realistically in terms of looking at the numbers between, like, Libsyn, who's our host, and YouTube and Facebook, it's somewhere between 50 to 100 per episode, depending on how much you believe Facebook's numbers.
Roughly.
Yeah, ish. And, I mean, we do 16 to 20 episodes a week, depending on how the days fall in the month. Wait, 16, 20 episodes a month, depending on how the days fall in the week during that month. So, yeah, you're looking at somewhere around 1,000 downloads a month-ish. Could be more. It's hard. Like I said, it's hard to quantify. Next question.
Do we really have freedom of speech today, especially among our peers? This was submitted by Kitnam Menkeo through Google.
I mean, you have freedom of speech, but they also have the freedom to wreck you in response. So, I mean, yes.
And I guess fighting words aren't technically considered freedom or under the freedom of speech. So
nor is hate speech. So
yeah. So by technicality, if you want to discuss this freedom thing, nobody has freedom of speech. It's all just chemicals in your brain.
My cousin just joined. Hello, Megan. I have not seen you in quite some time. I hope you are well. Next question.
How does it feel to have 400 episodes done? This is submitted by Joshua Schwahn through Facebook.
Yeah, honestly, it feels like we haven't done 400 episodes at all, nowhere close, and it feels like we're going to be doing a whole lot more. What about you, Nathan?
I'll agree. Maybe like
80?
I feel like, yeah. I feel like we've only been doing this less than 100.
Yeah, I don't even feel like we've actually...
Like, at this point, it's just part of my day, you know?
Yeah, it's just something that you come home and do Monday through Thursday. Yeah. Hey, Nathan, so we're at 42 minutes right now. Okay. We do still have several questions left, but do you want to pause to do this terrible, terrible wrap?
All right.
Instead of at the end, we'll stick it, towards the second half of the show?
Yeah.
All right.
Is Nathan going to beatbox?
No. We did have the Realness 408 send us a beat, but I didn't. He sent it to us last night, so I had no time to try and adjust the rap at all.
I guess it would also require some level of rhythm to use a beat.
Oh God, yeah.
Not even a joke. It's the realness is real.
Oh, all right, Nathan.
Oh, real.
All right, are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh God. I hate you people. I love you, but I hate you. I hate you so much right now. I'm glad I only have to...
I've not practiced this at all, guys.
I'm glad
I've got 2 lines.
I did this in whispers at my desk at work. So, yeah, here you go. And by the way, if it's bad, it's supposed to be because...
Yo, okay, so do I say my name or do you say my name?
You say your name.
Okay, because that wasn't highlighted.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, like I've had a lot of preparation or practice in this. And
I mean, you've got a lot of preparation of the H variety.
Do you remember whose idea this was? Was this Whiting's?
I think it was.
I don't know. But whoever's idea this was, you're a terrible person. And after this, no one's going to listen to the show again. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. Michael Schwahn.
Nathan Wood.
Yo, before we go on this lyrical safari, I just got to say, this is terrible, and I'm sorry. But it's all right. This rap is for you. And let me tell you, this is how we do. Yeah, welcome to the podcast. Words coming at you fast. What's going on? I'm glad you asked. At the end, all you're going to think is, nast. Rhyme so hot, got you thinking I spit lava. What you got? Nothing. Morning brain, no Java. Don't worry, it's okay that you're slow. Got a bask in my flow. Listen to the show. Got your news, don't you know? Get ready for some mo. Plug it in and go. Take us to the stove, making you a pro. Expanding your mind with some info. I just think I just blew mine. Whoa.
Dude, what was that?
Oh, those lyrics I just spat? Well, you see, our Patreon just hit 100. So for that, I had to come on and shred.
What? Is you done?
Don't we both wish, my son? Because you see, on this show, we're the hosts. We're giving you what you want the most. People going through life, living in the dark. Yet here we are, trying to leave our mark. Keeping you informed, that's a start. But all we have to do... But we all still have to do our part. Every day, every hour. Take a moment and look out your tower. War, murder, politics, education. So many things happen inside your nation. Keep it up. We got your back. We'll do everything we can to keep you on track. So here we go with the final verse. Managed to slay it all without a single curse. One last thing, just to be clear. Patreon is the reason we're here. Because of you, we're on the rise. One day, maybe we'll touch the skies. So stick with us. We won't leave you hanging. 4 days a week, this show will be banging. Live, 6 p.m. AKDT, Monday through Thursday. Come and see. That's it, everyone. We have risen above. So please take a moment and show iReadit some love.
iReadit.
Oh God! All right, that's done. Thankfully,
You got real serious into that, Michael.
I had to.
Yeah, you did.
You do stuff with feeling and purpose,
Drop some wicked beats.
or you don't do it at all.
Even bad raps.
Oh, all right. Next question.
That was amazing. Okay, here we go. Where does iReadit stand in the debate over free speech? This was submitted by David Chadwick off of Facebook.
I think we've already. I didn't realize that was kind of a double of what we've talked about before. Yeah. Go back to the questions we answered before the speech. Before the
I think that
rap.
was free speech right there that you just did.
Right? God, that was awful. All right, go ahead. Next question.
Yeah, we'll help out David Chadwick with a different question. So, have there been any sex scandals in the iReadit showroom?
In the iReadit showroom? No. I'll tell a quick story though. It was, what was it now, Nathan? Like 5 years ago. About 5 years ago, me and Nathan were both not seeing anybody, and we're on on extremely long dry streaks. And one time we're walking into Fred Meyer's for I don't even fucking remember any reason, and we both realized that it had been a year since either of us had slept with anybody.
It was Walmart.
Was it Walmart? It had been a year before either of us had slept with anybody, and we're like, you know what, Nathan? If it just gets to the point that we actually hit a year and like we like took each other on the shoulder, we're like, we'll just end our year together, buddy.
And this one guy walked by us and was like looking at us like, what the fuck?
Come on, seriously, it's not the most crazy thing that dude could have experienced in Anchorage. Like,
and then I broke my dry streak. It was pretty great.
Or even walking past you two. I feel like that might have been like the smallest of weird things that he could have overheard.
Yeah, two dudes talking about ending their dry streak together. That cannot be the weirdest thing that they've heard, even from us. Like,
yeah.
Next question.
What is your favorite game of any type, genre, board game, sport, etc.? This was submitted by Joshua Schwahn from Facebook.
My favorite game, like, ever?
Ever.
I'm just Final Fantasy VII. I've destroyed huge portions of my life into that game, and I replay it about every year.
My favorite game ever is Pokemon Gold. But I am a giant fan of JRPGs. For instance, I always have a copy of Golden Sun sitting on my desk here.
Nice.
As well as Bravely Default. I'm a huge fan of JRPGs, but I feel like my preferred competitive game is definitely card games, like either card games or racing games. Probably card games.
I mean, other games that I like are all RPGs as well. Some of my other favorite games of all time are Skies of Arcadia, well, originally on Dreamcast, and then Legends got put onto GameCube. Tales of Symphonia, an incredible game.
Any game that you can speedrun, because I'm getting so much more into speedruns. I've been watching routes for DuckTales Remastered, and I plan on starting one sometime. It's like a 30-minute speedrun. The original DuckTales game was a 7-minute speedrun, but, it's whatever. Chadwick says Skyrim.
No.
I actually preferred Morrowind out of all of the Elder Scrolls game. I enjoyed Oblivion, just it was not as fun as Morrowind in my opinion.
The only Elder Scrolls game I've played is Skyrim, and I did put a crap load of time into it, but it's probably not even in my top 20 games of all time.
I didn't play an ass load of Skyrim, but I will tell you, like, every time I played Skyrim, I wanted to do something. Like, I wanted to do a shield and magic in one hand, but it always devolved into being a fucking stealthy bow character.
Because that's the only thing you can do in that game.
Oh, dude, Luigi's Haunted Mansion's the fucking jam. I used to have 2 copies of that, but I had to sell one of them for money because I'm poor. I think I have one of them downstairs in my basement, but God, that's such a fucking goddamn good game.
Next question.
What was the most traumatic childhood movie or just a movie you saw when you were young that you probably shouldn't have, and it is now with you forever?
The Brave Little Toaster.
That one's pretty fucked up.
Yep. Nope. I still refuse to watch that movie, and I'm a grown man. Like that, there's some PTSD about that movie.
So so when I was a kid, I had this. We have this family friend, and she would babysit me, and she would show me things like South Park. My first episode of South Park was the one where they called the police on their parents and told them that all their parents molested them, and it devolved into fucking the fucking oh god, I can't remember the book. But it's all the kids just fucking make their own society. Anyways, she showed me Child's Play when I was a child.
Sorry.
And that freaked me the fuck out to the point where I couldn't watch Toy Story because of the scene where Sid was getting attacked by his toys freaked me out too much. I had a recurring nightmare as a kid. I had a Prince Charming little like action figure because we got it from Burger King at one point because they were doing shit like that. I think it was Prince Charming. It might have been John Smith. But the point was I had this reoccurring nightmare where the toy would pick me up and drag me through a fan that we had by the kitchen, and I would, die. But the fan was a plastic fan, so it would not have killed me.
I remember when I was in like 5th grade or something that someone told me if you have the same dream 3 times in a row that it will then become real. And
I saw Arachnophobia Young too, which feel really something.
And if that was the case, like the week they told me that, I had the same dream 3 times in a row, and it was of a big, massive, literally cut out of like red cardstock T-Rex chasing me and eating me. And I was like, well, if that becomes real, that's going to be a very interesting day.
Oh, that's fucking crazy.
Real quick in the chat room, Aaron Brooks asked, what about Oregon Trail? Did you ever ford the river? I played Oregon Trail once, and no, I did not ford the river. And my sister is baffled that The Brave Little Toaster is the most traumatic movie for me when I was young. Have you seen the movie?
I played Oregon Trail in elementary school because we had it loaded on our preloaded Apple computers, and that was actually curriculum for us. Because the Oregon Trail showed us not only how the Oregon Trail was, but it was kind of similar to the Alaska Gold Rush in a little ways.
Sure, that's a stretch. Next question.
Yeah.
What is something you would be excited to see invented? This was submitted by Davina through Facebook.
Something that I would like to see invented. Anything that vastly benefits the whole of mankind. So whatever that ends up being, like things that can cure cancer, things that provide larger amounts of food availability to the places where it's difficult to get to, faster modes of travel, basically just anything that improves mankind.
Terraforming.
Sure, terraforming would be cool.
Yeah, I want to see more in the form of, like, food capsules and shit.
Yeah. Next question.
I like the idea of Soylent. I just don't think I'm behind that. Not Soylent Green, mind you.
Because he's really behind that one.
Yeah, I am.
Next
Feed
question.
the homeless to the hungry.
What do you define as a sandwich? What about a wrap or a burger? How about an Oreo or flatbread or pita bread? This is submitted by Michael Whiting through Facebook.
So, a hamburger is a type of sandwich. A wrap is not a sandwich. A wrap would be considered a burrito. I feel like there are 2 forms of sandwiches. You have your kind of like hamburger, regular sandwiches with the two breads, and then you have your open face sandwiches, right? I would consider pizza an open faced sandwich, even though it's technically a pie, because you eat it in slice form, as opposed to just kind of digging in. I would also consider hot dogs open-faced sandwiches.
On my end, the way that I would describe it, and unfortunately it's going to cross over into my job, and that is when interpreting the law, The specific outweighs the general. So sandwich is a general term. Okay? There's lots of things that can be sandwiches. But if something has a very specific term for it instead, it is no longer considered a sandwich and is considered whatever its specific term is. A hamburger is not a sandwich because a hamburger is a hamburger. So, and you can apply that to basically whatever else you want to on how you would equate something to be a sandwich or not.
And mom in the chat, my mom says, who was it? And I think she was referring to the babysitter I was talking about. That was Megan, Mom.
Next question.
What is your favorite book series of all time and why? This is submitted by Adam Weinberg through Reddit.
Favorite book series? I've been making my way through the Legend of Driss series, and those are incredibly good. I also really like the Hawk Song series by Amelia Atwater Rhodes. Those are really good, especially if you're into like people that can change form, because it's about like the animal kingdoms, but they can turn into people, except not like in a weird way like Animorphs. It's a heavy amount of politics in that. The two book series by Darren Shan, both Cirque du Freak and Demonata, are extremely good. The Iron Druid Chronicles are amazing. Yeah, there's some book series for you.
So my favorite series is either Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter. Most likely Lord of the Rings. I actually really enjoy J.R.R. Tolkien. I am reading Game of Thrones, so that might be something that's considered up there eventually. However, my favorite book, I haven't read Dune yet, which would probably be my favorite book series because I really enjoy science fiction. My favorite book, though, is not part of a series. My favorite book is Stranger in a Strange Land by Robert Heinlein. Robert Heinlein, if you don't know his name, was the man who wrote Starship Troopers and The Day After Tomorrow.
Cool. Next question.
Are you doing podcasts on the 25th and 26th? This is submitted by Ot2K6 off of Reddit.
We will most likely not be doing an episode on Christmas, the 25th. We will most likely be doing one on the 26th unless something comes up for some reason or another. Mm-hmm. Next question.
Where would you like to see this show in the next year? This is submitted by Joshua Schwahn by Facebook.
Big enough for me to have to fly on airplanes to Comic-Cons.
That'd be pretty sick. Where would I like to see it? I would like to see it. Where I would like to see it is that it completely pays for itself and is continuing to show growth. Is where I would like to see it.
I'll show you my growth.
What if you had unlimited funds for the show?
Then it doesn't matter.
Cocaine and hookers everywhere.
like if the show has unlimited funds, then I'm like, our production value is going to be out the friggin' roof and up into space, and I'm going to be...
There's going to be fireworks when my cocaine enters the room.
And we're going to be focusing on... Chadwick says live from Trump Tower. Yeah, like, I wouldn't go to work anymore. I would put all of my time into this, and I would be putting, like, there would be more shows than this if I had unlimited funds, but we don't, so...
I think you would hire people to do a lot of the production for you.
Maybe.
I would get it to where I'd show my penis on screen.
Nathan, that's called porn. And no.
You can do that, Nathan. That's a real thing.
You can do that now. Like,
no, not right now.
Here I go.
This guy.
We don't have a little pixelation thing.
How dare you say a little pixelation thing?
How could you?
You're right.
Oh.
It's okay.
It was never the same after the accident.
When you ripped your dick?
Yes.
Yes. Next question.
Do you like lemonade? Has its popularity declined? This was submitted by the Realness 408 through Google.
Lemonade's population. Lemonade's popularity has declined. Lemonade is one of the fucking most delicious beverages ever, and it's great, especially mixed with tea.
I was actually craving lemonade like 2 days ago. Yes, it's delicious, and
I'm craving lemonade now.
Yes, its popularity has declined. Next question.
Same with Tang. You know what? I really like Tang.
From like Beyonce.
Oh no, I'm not sure. Oh
like
well,
the album
went with drink.
I feel like we went with that drink. What is your favorite color of socks to wear?
Oh, go ahead. Who's it by?
Josh.
I hate socks. I wear socks because wearing shoes without socks is worse than wearing socks, but I hate socks. So my favorite color of socks are the ones that don't exist.
First of all, thank you, Mom, in the chat for telling me to keep my penis clean. I am.
It's good advice.
My favorite color sock. Actually, my favorite socks were probably my green Bulbasaur socks. I enjoyed them more than my Jigglypuff socks.
Sure.
So I'm gonna say with green.
Okay, next question.
With green. Who has been your favorite guest? This was submitted by David Chadwick through Facebook.
McLaughlin was a ton of fun. Chadwick would have been better if we would have had better audio quality, so unfortunately that kind of tainted that episode. I actually really enjoyed the people also from Confession Radio, especially.
That one's mine. They're fucking hilarious. That was so much fun.
Hilarious, raunchy ass, so inappropriate people. People that on exiting the show were like, man, I didn't know that you were such a strong conservative Republican, Schwahn, and me both being able to like, what?
I was fucking crying.
What?
I was laughing so hard.
Like, what?
That really affected you. It's still with you now.
Yeah. Next question.
What is your favorite Saturday morning cartoon? This is submitted by me off of Facebook.
DBZ. Dragon Ball Z.
Pokemon or Monster Rancher?
Or Digimon.
Yeah, I was just about to say Digimon's also.
Digimon's a fucking jam. I wish Digimon was even like half.
Did you watch the Digimon Try?
I don't remember, dude.
It's good. Digimon Try is the newest thing where they're like high school students and they visit the first Digidestins again.
Fun. Next question.
Yeah, it's really good.
If you had to choose to live the rest of your life without one of your senses, which one would you pick? This was submitted by Davina off of Facebook.
Smell. It is the one. My sense of smell is already completely garbage. Like my nose sucks. Quite literally, in fact. But also, like, it's the one that I would miss the least. Like, I really enjoy things that smell good, but I enjoy I enjoy all the others significantly more. I could do without my sense of smell.
I've thought, what would it be like to be blind? And I think that would be very interesting.
That is my greatest fear in life. Like, without hesitation, I am terrified of being blind.
I would not mind being deaf because I would be I'm so done listening all of everyone's bullshit.
Yeah, but I like music.
That's nice. I would be very okay with the sound of silence.
Next question.
If Nathan could erase one person from existence, why would it be Nathan? This is submitted by Zach Klutz through Facebook.
Have you met me? I'm a shitter.
Well, Nathan, most humans are shitters.
Oh, God, I wish there was like a giant chalk erasing board thing because I feel like I'm from Chalk Zone sometimes.
Would it be you, Nathan, or would you choose somebody else?
No, it'd absolutely be me.
Wonderful. Okay, next question.
Do narwhals really exist, or is it some kind of elaborate hoax?
Yes, narwhals exist.
No, dude, they don't.
What are they then?
They're just like unicorns.
Nathan, there are narwhals.
No, they're not.
Yeah, there are.
No, they're not.
We'll go down to the...
That's some fake news, dude.
Oh my God, next question.
What podcasts do you listen to? This was submitted by Ot2K6 off of Reddit.
I don't listen to nearly as many podcasts anymore as I used to. In fact, I haven't actually listened to a podcast in quite some time. In terms of the podcasts that I used to listen to, though, that I know that are still going, Politics by Justin Robert Young, also The Jury Show by Justin Robert Young, Morning Stream by Scott Johnson, hang on, let me just pull it up. I'm still subscribed to them. What about you, Nathan? Go ahead while I'm pulling this up.
Okay, so I've got several here. I haven't listened to them in a while. Fuck. I just updated everything. So I used to listen to Adam Ruins Everything, the Clock Roach podcast, which was an Eternal podcast, the Dead Pilot Society, which talks about like pilot episodes, Drunks and Dragons, which I need to get back into because that thing's the fucking jam. Neon's Eternal Cast, which was another Eternal podcast. I was listening to the High Noon podcast, which is an Overwatch podcast. Maester Monthly, which is a Game of Thrones podcast. Oh No with Ross and Carrie, which were two people who would go around and do weird things like become Mormons or learn about Zoroastrianism. Sorry. Or get earwax done, where they drip like hot wax in your ear and shit, just so they can report on if it actually worked or anything. I used to listen to Puckle, which is the Pokemon Underground Championships League. I used to listen to Presidents Are People Too, which has Elliot Kalin and another person, I forgot who it was, but they sit there and they just talk about a president for each episode. I listen to Radio Westeros, which is a Game of Thrones podcast. Stuff You Should Know, which is awesome. It's just two dudes sitting there talking about things. Like, they just pick a topic and learn as much about it as possible. I did listen to the Daily Cringe after those guys came on. I listened to the Flophouse, which is fucking gold. It's a B-movie podcast. I used to listen to Tights and Fights, which was about wrestling. Then I used to also listen to Top Deck Time, which was another Eternal podcast, and Turncloaks, which is a D&D podcast.
Other shows that I listened to were the Daily Tech News Show from Tom, that is put out by Tom Merritt, Current Geek, which is put out by Scott Johnson and Tom Merritt, as well as Pixels, which is by Patrick Beja from France. It's a video game podcast. Two other video game podcasts is Roundtable Live, as well as the Co-Optional podcast, which is put out by Total Biscuit, John Bain, the Cynical Brit, whatever you might know him as. And then also We Have Concerns, which is Anthony Carboni and Jeff Kanata. I'd still recommend all of those for you to listen to. They're all real good. I just haven't listened to much recently. Next question.
What would you do if you could fuck with Snoop Dogg and his crew? This was submitted by the Realness 408 at Google.
Smoke a lot of weed, bake cookies, and then, just fucking hang out.
Play Call of Duty. Snoop loves video games, so we'll get along in that respect.
And, that motherfucker likes baking while baking, so,
Next question.
Are either of you good at any accents? This is submitted by Joshua Schwahn through Facebook.
Honestly, no. I try to do many of them for D&D, but no, I am terrible at accents.
I want to say I had an all right Mr. Burns.
Is that an accent or an impression?
Well, okay, I guess it's impression. I guess the closest... I started trying to learn how to do a Welsh accent. It's very fucking weird.
Your Russian accent's pretty good, Nathan.
That is true. I did learn... Well, it's because I took Russian class. Привет, мой товарищ.
But that doesn't mean that somebody's accent is good just because they took a class.
My southern accent's pretty good.
Michael's southern accent is on point.
It helps that I spent
So I would say
14
my
years
southern
there.
accent, my Russian accent
It's
are
just
like...
an immersion program.
Right. Next question.
My like New York accent's all right sometimes too.
Next question.
Oh man, there's so many left.
Are there?
Yeah,
I was hoping we were doing good.
Nathan, would you just move in with Michael so you can eat regularly? This is submitted by Ot2K6 off of Reddit.
We have posed this question to Nathan many a times, considering it saves everybody in the exchange, both me, Jennifer, and Nathan, substantial amounts of money, and he gets more food, and he is basically the godfather to Bianca. But because of his pride, he will not.
It's a lot of pride. I am my father's son. Know anything about my father? Oh my God, is that man prideful?
Yeah. So no, he will not.
I really like the place I live in. It's a very nice apartment.
Even if it means saving him money and him reliably having food, he still will not.
I'd rather die.
Next
that's
question.
The hope. That's the dream.
Who is stronger, Superman or Goku, and why is it Superman?
Because Superman is bullshit and a cheater in every aspect of his existence.
Yeah, mostly because he can absorb the fucking sun, and use it as a powerful thing. He becomes too... I don't know. I hate that fight because it's so... it's like, hey, I'm going to throw my top-of-the-line character at your top-of-the-line character. Who's the most broken?
Yeah, I despise most things about Superman in terms of his
I will
abilities.
tell you the better of the characters, and that's Goku.
Yeah. His
character is far more compelling. I feel DC doesn't know how to write characters as well as a lot of other places.
Next question.
Will there be more guests?
Yes. Next question.
No.
Nathan said no. What is the unlockable downloadable content if the Patreon works out?
The secret cow level.
And beyond that, and an actual answer is Patreon Hangouts, where we will be doing things where we hang out, talk about what you want to talk about, and Patreon-only invitation things. Additional episodes per week, so Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, although I think they actually unlock Sunday, Saturday, Friday, I think is actually how they unlock in terms of what days you get when. also additional shows, like actually starting up an entire another podcast if we hit high enough. There's also, if we hit to the point where we don't have to go to work anymore, then we will do substantially more.
You guys just suggest shit, and we'll throw it up there in increments of like 25 or 50.
Yeah, that's the other thing, is whatever you guys want to see, let us know. Like, the rap was somebody else's idea. At 150, Nathan agreed to shave his face. At 200, if you've ever seen the video, he has this crooked-ass picture right behind him. He will straighten that out. 250, the show pays for itself. We don't have anything for 300, 350, 400, 450. 500 is when we do the Patreon hangouts. So, yeah.
Yeah.
What's next?
Do you believe that the Trumpification of media has affected your show, such as fake news, challenge of the truth, polarization of stories, etc.?
Absolutely. It's changed all of journalism.
Well, and beyond that, like, it's changed how we've made the show in a lot of ways, because I do filter out a ton of the low ball, just trying to grab clicks for the sake of you threw Donald Trump's name in the headline. But otherwise, I mean, it gives... It's a very reliable topic of news.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Next question.
How much did you save by switching to Geico?
Nothing.
I actually looked it up, and if I would stop being lazy and switch to Geico, it would save me $60 a month.
I would save absolutely nothing. In fact, if I switched to Geico, I would be paying more.
Next question.
Yeah, I'd be paying more, too.
Don't you have Geico?
Oh, no. I go through USAA because my parents were in the military. It's awesome. Tell your friends. If you were given the opportunity to travel in time for 1 week to either the past, so any time before you were born, or the future, sometime after you were already dead, which would you pick and why?
So there's two possibilities here. I go into the past to try to change something, or I go into the future to try to give my current self information of what's to come. I am fairly happy with where I am in life. I mean, assuming that I can't go back and, like, stop Hitler, but also we don't have a guarantee that would be a benefit if we stopped Hitler. So in terms of I think the best thing would be to give myself information of what's coming.
I will elect not to travel through time because, oh, fuck, man.
But Nathan,
time travel's too fucking insane.
If you go forward in time after you've been dead, you'll know when it's coming, and you can just set a timer.
That's nice, right? That's very nice and well off. Kind of like, walking around just being like, oh, I'm going to die. Oh, damn it. Didn't die. Fuck.
But then you just live a life of disappointment.
That's all right. You get those, like, momentary surprises. I really like adrenaline coursing through my body.
Sure. Next question.
What's your favorite kind of doggo?
Yes. Yeah.
All.
Yeah.
Actually, to be fair, my favorite is either, like, I really like Australian Shepherds, but I think Border Collies are my favorite by far. Yes.
Yeah, if I had to pick, it's a Corgi, followed up immediately by Pitbull.
Okay.
Next question.
Pretty good.
What's your favorite food and why?
I like steak a lot, and because it's delicious. Nathan is showing everybody a piece of pizza.
I enjoy pizza because you can do literally anything with it.
Chadwick says, hey, go buy some fucking Bitcoin. Me, last January.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people would have been happy if they would have bought Bitcoin even just a year ago.
Mm-hmm.
So leading into our next question, what are your thoughts on cryptocurrency?
Oh, that it is a extremely speculative, and it's an extremely speculative thing, and it is completely being inflated by the idea of what it could be, and that it is an extremely unstable investment at this time, especially being that...
I feel like that it's a fucking... just a bubble that's going to be popping eventually.
Eventually, yeah. But that bubble has a lot of room to grow right now. The things that it needs is something concrete. There was discussions from eBay about accepting Bitcoin, but they also said they're nowhere near ready. There's also a rumor going around that Amazon might accept Bitcoin. And if either of those happens where it can be actually cemented into an actual currency, because right now there's so little you can use it on, then it'll be cemented and it'll actually be something reliable.
You can use it on the dark net.
But right now it is completely based on the speculation that it'll be useful soon. So
shit, I remember when there was a couple porn sites that would accept Bitcoin.
That said, it's still growing, and if you want to invest into it, then I just do your research and just invest responsibly, and be sure, and in all things, do not invest more than you are willing to comfortably lose.
Mm-hmm.
But I do believe it will continue to grow because it's the hot thing right now.
Yeah, right now it's like collecting ingots of gold.
Next question.
What is your favorite movie?
Of all time?
The Evil Dead by Sam Raimi.
Equilibrium.
That's a pretty good one.
I really love that movie. It also has my favorite actor of all time in it, which is Christian Bale.
I thought you were going to say Sean Bean.
No.
Disappoint me.
He dies, though, as he should.
He dies in literally everything. I think there's maybe 1 or 2 movies, maximum.
It also has one of my favorite supporting actors in it, which is William Fichtner.
Damn.
So leading to our next question, because this seems to be a trend, why doesn't Schwahn watch more movies so he can better relate to pop culture and water cooler talk? And Nathan, when are you going to improve this?
In terms of why I don't is because I don't care, and I watch the things that I am personally extremely interested in. Otherwise, it requires people coming to me and sitting me down and having me watch the movie. And Nathan doesn't have a car, so that's why he doesn't come to improve that. So
Lost cause.
But if Nathan moved in, he can make me sit down and watch a movie.
There's nothing helping this man. There's no way he will ever understand pop culture references.
I don't need to. I'm my own culture.
Oh, God. That's a culture we need to fucking get rid of.
Next question.
Do you enjoy playing sports?
I have asthma and have always had asthma, so...
Yeah, I enjoy sports. I enjoy lacrosse. I enjoy bowling. I enjoy pool. I enjoy poker.
Isn't technically chess a sport, Michael?
Yes, kind of. Sure.
Magic was considered to be a sport at one point. It was on ESPN.
I like esports.
Esports are fun. Esports are good. I like esports, and I don't care who knows.
I like how you got seductively close to the microphone for that, Michael. I like esports.
Yes, esports. I like video games a lot. Next question.
If you could pick a theme song to play every morning as you woke and prepared for your day, what song or instrumental of a song would that be?
I mean, wait. Couldn't you do this anyway? Like, is there anything stopping you from just playing music in the morning?
No, I think like it starts because you wake up.
Isn't that called an alarm?
I think you could dance to the alarm. But
the Pokemon theme song.
I'm going to go with Bloody Stream by Coda. It is the second opening to JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Sure. Next question.
Who is your inspiration?
For what? For the podcast? Philip DeFranco.
Well, I guess more like who inspires you?
Nobody. They're all fucking depressing.
Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey is a woke individual.
Like, in terms of podcasting, I have lots of inspiration, people that drove me to do what I'm doing. Garrett Weinzierl, Scott Johnson. I've gotten the privilege to speak to both of these people, and they're both very, they are independent podcasters. They are people that is their job. And talking to them and listening to their podcasts and stuff like that gave me a lot of drive to keep doing this. In terms of, like, a role model in terms of how they conduct themselves, it's Philip DeFranco. But in terms of, like, life, I don't really have one. It's in terms of just trying to not be a shitty person and keep going. Next question.
Are there any political figures you would like to see attempt the presidency in hopes of better reform?
I genuinely think that... Oh, shit. I forgot her name immediately upon trying to think of it.
Elizabeth Warren.
Yes.
You're welcome.
She needs to run for president. I think that she would be successful.
Warren Buffett?
No. He's not a political figure. He's a rich old guy.
Yo, Trump is not a political figure. Anyone's a political figure nowadays.
Yeah, I suppose that's not... Yeah, okay. But yeah, Elizabeth Warren. Beyond her, I don't know.
Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Sure. Again, I'm trying to pick people that are actually actual politicians.
Bernard Sanders.
Next question.
Oh, that was amazing. What holiday memory will always make you smile?
Okay. So I mentioned earlier that my favorite game of all time is Final Fantasy VII. Final Fantasy VII came out in very early December of 1997, and at that time I was 5 years old, And my older brother, who is 10 years older than me, his best friend at the time had gotten a copy of Final Fantasy VII right when it came out. And he came over to the house and was playing it, and all I saw was this fucking, like, hulked out dude with this spiky-ass blonde hair with this massive-ass sword, and I was like, this is the coolest fucking shit ever. Literally ever. There is nothing that will ever be cooler than this shit except for maybe Goku.
And then you were wrong.
And so I was sitting there watching them play this game, and then unfortunately the friend had to go home, and he took his game with him. And every time he came over, I would ask him how he was doing in this game. Well, I went to bed on Christmas Eve, and unbeknownst to me, that my older brother's best friend came over late, straight up like Santa Claus on Christmas Eve, and gave the copy of the game to my mom to put in the tree for me for Christmas. So I wake up on Christmas, go look at the tree, and nestled into the branches is a copy of Final Fantasy VII. That is my best holiday memory.
That's pretty good. Mine would probably be, there was an Easter where I woke up, and in our Easter baskets, my father had purchased us BB guns as well as wrist rockets, and so we went out back and we just shot stuff all day.
All right, we are going to go about 9 more minutes here. We'll go ahead and cut the show off at an hour and a half. So let's go ahead and take the next question.
If you could play any character in a movie from any franchise, who would it be?
It would either be Nathan from, so both of the movies that I would like to be in is mostly because they are musicals, and good ones, and both characters are quite sad, but I enjoy their stories immensely, and that is either Nathan from Repo the Genetic Opera, who is the Repo Man, or Jean Valjean from Les Mis. Or Javert from Les Mis, actually. I would be happy with either of those roles.
I feel like one day playing Jim Carrey in a autobiography after he's died would be fucking cool.
Cool, yeah.
I'm really into Jim Carrey, if you hadn't noticed. However, I think playing Valentine from Stranger in a Strange Land, if they ever had an adaptation, would be fucking amazing.
Next question.
What is the biggest risk you've ever taken, and do you think it is paid off?
My biggest risk was carrying bombs around at school unknowingly.
That's pretty risky.
Did it pay off? Absolutely not.
I don't know. I mean, I took a risk on the military that didn't pay off. I took a risk coming up to Alaska, but I mean, I was 18 and had like nothing in life, so I guess you could call it a risk, and it's paid off immensely considering I have a pretty fantastic life up here now.
Take a risk waking up every day.
That's just because you're not sure if you're gonna have enough food to survive.
Yeah.
I have a super mushy response for you, Michael.
What's that?
No.
What? Is it me asking you out?
Yeah.
And it's paid off immensely?
Yeah, because I told you no like a million times.
You told me no for 6 months.
Yeah, it was awesome.
I love you. Next question.
What's the weirdest thing you have done in the past year?
In the past year?
Yeah.
Oh.
The weirdest thing I've done in the past year.
Wow, that really stumped you guys.
That would probably be joking around with a goddamn apron on while I'm going into the fucking the CAT scan for my kidney stone. I was just fucking making as many jokes as possible because I was trying to keep my mind off of it.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm pretty weird in general, so.
Man, this one really stumped you.
Yeah, I don't know. Next question.
How goes the hunt for Sasquatch?
Nathan?
I think I found him. I've centralized reporting areas, mostly in Washington, little bits in Oregon. So I think that there's more than one. I think that it's like a clan of them, but I can't fucking find them. Like, I have the general gist. I see evidence of them fucking around all the time. It's like they're a ghost.
Next question.
If you could have one of the Infinity Stones, which one would it be?
The space. The question was for one, Nathan, and it's the Space Stone, the Tesseract, without question. You can go anywhere you want in the entire universe whenever you want. Like,
that's pretty good. I wanna do the fuck, I can't remember the name of it. It's the red one that Thor was in, the liquidy one.
The Reality Stone.
Yeah, that one. I want that one.
But yeah, like being able to literally go anywhere. I will go find that alien life. You know why? Because I can go anywhere.
I don't know, man. I guess that just gets boring after a while.
No, it doesn't.
It's the journey of how you get there that's really fun.
Nope. I'm good. I'm good if I can just instantly be there. Like, yeah. Next question.
What can you tell us about the show format?
In terms of how we do it, I in the morning I go to Reddit and I scroll through like the top 100 posts, find the 10 most relevant news topics, and stick them in a list from most upvoted, going down. And I read them, and I build the rest of the things, like the little blurb for Facebook and the tags for YouTube and stuff, and then send it to Nathan, and he preps the Twitter, and then we show up here at 6 and do the show.
It's pretty much straightforward.
Yeah, that's how it's been rolling for at least the last year. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, next question.
Do you see more media going in this direction as an open dialogue and more texture as opposed to polish? I
mean, I guess now it depends on net neutrality. I mean, if net neutrality starts just completely fucking over the internet hardcore, then you'll see traditional media have a heavier focus. In terms of if it's going to keep going this direction, I don't know. I mean, it'll gain more traction, but I don't think it'll ever be like the biggest thing ever. There are already huge podcast news sources like NPR and stuff, but I don't think it'll truly take off for, I don't know, at least like 30 more years.
Yeah. I'll agree with Michael on all these.
Would you be ever interested in doing a Patreon-only show?
Yeah, sure, of course. I mean, I kind of feel like cool. I feel like that's what the Patreon Hangouts would be, and those are at $500 a month. So, next question.
What were your best and worst subjects in school?
My best subject in school was, I want to say technically it was math, and my worst subject was technically writing. However, if you look at my test scores, not my scores overall, because I was very, very much not into doing homework, but if you look at my test scores, I was above average in literally all of it.
In terms of the ones that I could do the best in, that is history and math. The one, like, in terms of grade, my best grade was always English. And in terms of the one that I sucked the most at and normally had the worst grade in is science.
I enjoyed science the most, actually. Actually, no. Science was better than math for me. Because I remember having to retake certain math courses because of the way credits worked up here, and getting kicked out of school is really awkward.
Sure.
But science, actually, I'm going to send that.
Next question.
What's your favorite breakfast cereal?
My favorite is somewhere between, like, Honey Bunches of Oats, if I just want, like, adult, tasty, somewhat good for you cereal. I actually really like Lucky Charms, but not in a bowl of milk. I like to eat all of the grain out first. I know I'm weird. Normally, you pick out the marshmallows. No, I love the fucking grain part of Lucky Charms. They're stupid delicious.
I thought they were magically delicious.
Sure. I'll accept that. What about you, Nathan?
I don't eat cereals because a lot of them have palm oil in them.
Oh, that's even more depressing. I'm sorry. Next question.
The cost of petrol rises by 2 cents a liter. Last week, a man bought 20 liters at the old price. This week, he bought 10 liters at the new price. Altogether, the petrol costs $9.20. What was the old price for 1 liter?
30 cents.
I don't know.
It's 30 cents. There's 30.
So when I say math was my good subject, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It's no longer.
10 liters were purchased at 2 cents, so that's 20 cents. So that means you have 30 liters at $9. $9 divided by 30 is 0.3. So it's 30 cents a liter. Next question.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad did the shit smell outside of Zach's apartment?
Oh, God, it was friggin' awful. Although, that said, he was, like, gagging and stuff, and I was completely fine. But I grew up working on a dairy farm. So, like, the smell of shit actually doesn't bother me much, but I can tell you it smelled really bad. I see that we only have, like, 2 questions left.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and finish those out, and then we'll leave.
Do you think a major character will die in Avengers Infinity War? If so, who, how, and why?
Do I think one will die? Yes. Who?
Vision?
Vision, yeah, because he's got the fucking Mind Stone in him.
Yeah.
Iron Man, because Robert Downey Jr. is expensive.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's gonna
Who
die.
else?
He might just do like the thing where he's a mentor.
I mean, he's already kind of in that position, but I definitely think that Iron Man's gonna die. Mostly because I think Robert Downey Jr. is done.
I can see them killing off Black Panther, but no, not Black Panther. The Falcon. Or War Machine. Wait, no, he got killed off in Civil War, didn't he?
No, he's not dead.
He's
crippled.
He's like paralyzed.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
hopefully a lot more than there's actually going to.
Yeah, realistically,
But I would like to point out that, all right, so I'm sorry for interrupting, but I'd like to point out that in comic book movies, as far as I'm concerned, death is dead. That's because Superman came back.
Sure. All right, and go ahead. Last question, I think, is what we're at.
Can we get your thoughts on the latest set of Magic the Gathering, Unstable?
It's got really pretty full art lands. Otherwise, it's a joke set, which is full of really funny stuff, but is not worth your money.
Yeah, your real marketing point there is the full art lands and the foil tokens. Everything else is just kind of bleh. It's nice that they were trying to put it in EDH for at least this month, but I think that's really stupid. It would let me play Frankie Peanuts, which I've always wanted to play as a commander, but whatever.
Jennifer, do you have any last-minute questions for us?
What are we going to have for dinner?
I don't know. I really
Pizza!
Pizza does sound awesome.
It does. We could just go to Little Caesars.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I don't either.
And then we talked about Reuben sandwiches, and that sounded good too.
I like food. All right, everybody. Well, in any case, we have broken an hour and a half. We're at an hour 33. We're hour 32 and some change. So we're going to get ready to get out of here. Thank you so much for those that were in the chat room asking us questions in the chat room or just discussing our responses. Thank you to everyone that has supported us up to this point, that has been with us through 400 episodes, and there will be 400 more across the next 2 years. Thank you, everybody who has supported us on Patreon. If you want to become a patron, it is patreon.com/dailyinternet. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed that terrible, terrible rap. And we'll be back with your normal programming on Monday. And once again, we do go live on Facebook and YouTube at 6 p.m. Alaska time. Nathan, do you have anything you want to say as we close out here?
No, not really. I enjoy all you guys. Thank you for coming.
Yeah. All right. That's it, everybody. That has been your 400th dose of the internet. In this case, that dose was nothing but us. And so I'm Michael Schwahn.
And I'm Pink Dragon.
And I'm Jennifer Cruz.
And please remember, everybody,
Don't get limited!
have a good day, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.